Hi, welcome to another episode of Skin and All Talk, where we talk about the skin, we talk about health, talk about mentoring, life lessons, and of course, relationships. We love to talk about relationships. You know what I've realized? I've realized that from time immemorial, man was not made to be alone. And by man now, this is not gender specific, please. Not made to be alone. So whether in a partnership with you have a wife or you have a husband, or be it friendship, I don't think we were designed to be alone. And so, how do you maximize your relationships? What are you looking out for in a partner, especially when you are looking at your romantic relationships? That is what we are discussing today on Skin and All. I said, let's switch it up a little because this is skin and all. We're not just talking about the skin. We have a lot of things that we're going to talk about. I recall that, a lot of times I read a post on social media once, and the post said something along the lines of, when you are going into a relationship, it's all about favor. When you're going into a marriage, it's all about luck. While I agree on the favor part, I am totally in agreement with that. I think that we attribute a lot of things to luck rather than preparedness. So what do I mean by this? A relationship, especially a partnership where you are going into a life partnership with someone in form of marriage, is not something I think you should handle with kid gloves, because really think about it. A lot of things are connected to that. If you decide to have children, your children will have, some genetic makeup from that individual that you choose to end up with. This person, if you are living together, because if it's a marriage where it's not a long distance relationship, where you guys are living together, even if it's not marriage, a partnership where this person is your partner and you are staying together, you're going to be spending a long time with them. So really, I think it is one of those decisions that people just take without giving it a lot of due thought. What do I mean by that? I think we make a lot of decisions based on our heart's desires, based on, okay, of course, it has to be our heart desires, right? But we make a lot of decisions using our heart and we leave our heads behind. And you know what happens with that? It shatters the heart into pieces. So, when it comes to a relationship, what exactly are you looking out for in a partner? I read another post recently that said, I don't think anybody loves unconditionally, that people only love with conditions attached. As far as I'm concerned, if you are loving somebody, you are not you are not God, or you are not the person's mother. So if you are loving somebody, something must have made you love them. That is a condition already. Or do you think that you just go to any random person and you just love them just because? Of course, I'm not talking about regular loving of your fellow neighbor, love your neighbor as you love yourself. No, this time around, I'm talking about romantic love and love in friendship. There is a condition attached most times. And so probably your spouse saw something about you, a few things that he liked about you or you liked about him, and they attracted you to him. So when you say unconditional love, is it truly unconditional? When you say, love me as I am, that is one statement that I find extremely annoying, especially from badly behaved people. You are telling someone to love you as you are, and all you are is absolute nonsense. I'm sorry. But all that you are a selfish person. You don't think of other people when you are doing things. You don't think of your partner. You don't think about their needs along with yours. Everything is just me, 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 me. What is there to love about you? I wonder, but people love for different reasons. So what exactly do you look out for when you are going into a relationship? So let me use myself as a case study. When I was going to, when I met my husband, I met him through my best friend. And they had been friends for years, and she introduced us. And the first time I met him, when you speak to some people on the phone, even from the way they are conversing, you want to know more about this person. And so that was the vibe I got from my husband the first day I spoke to him on the phone. So I was already captivated with his thoughts, with the way, with the way he was speaking to me and all that. And now to add the icing on the cake, because I think I've always been a rational person, always been thinking with my head. That comes from being a firstborn. When you're a firstborn, you tend to think along with for other people. You think as you're thinking of yourself when you're a responsible firstborn. As you're thinking about yourself, you're thinking about other people. And I'm not just the firstborn. I'm a firstborn in a family where my dad died pretty early. So you must know that I had a lot of, expectations on my shoulders and all that. So before I met him, I actually had a list of what I wanted in a partner. I kid you not. I had a list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in that list, I had list of pros and cons. So I had, some things that were absolute deal breakers for me. I'm not going to mention them because your deal breakers are probably different from mine. But I think that a lot of us go into relationships without putting, a lot of thought into it. We think with our hearts all the time. So for me, top on the list when I was going to end up with someone was kindness. See, that was non-negotiable for me. And I was observing it in all the little things. When we go out on dates, how do you treat the people, that are attending to us? When you speak to your friends, how do you address them? Second on that list, also, closely related to kindness, was family. I'm a family person. So if if you wanted to have a relationship with me, and the first thing you are telling me is that, oh, see, babe, I want us to be together, you and I alone, even when we marry, I don't want anybody to come visiting in our house, just you and I against the world, that's a red flag for me, because I am somebody that I love family. So I knew I wanted somebody that also loved his own family. A lot of people don't know that if a man or a woman, if she has a good relationship with her family, and I don't mean a relationship where they are joined like Siamese twins and she can't make decisions without her family. I just mean when they are in congruence with themselves, you will realize that they tend to treat your family even better. So that was the second thing on my list. The next thing was that I did not want somebody that was complacent. I do not like complacency. I'm a very up and about person. So I wanted somebody that I'm sure that he had his head up there thinking of what to do. He was very enterprising, and he was always seeking for ways to make himself better. That was another thing I was looking out for. And I wanted someone with a good sense of humor. Of course, somebody that I could love, because of course I didn't love him the first time I met him. And another thing I really looked out for, I know it might sound funny, and it's not because I'm a materialistic person or something, but I actually cannot be with a stingy person. And when I say stingy, I mean stingy with their time, stingy with their energy, stingy with their resources, stingy with everything. Because there are some people, it's always about them, them, them. I remember right from when I was dating my husband, we had a lot of decisions that we even made together as a couple. As like we were dating, and he would consider me when he was making decisions, even without marriage. And not for once did that cause any disrespect or any friction. Money matters, we discussed it way before we got married. The number of children we wanted to have, we discussed it way before marriage. Everything, we discussed almost everything, our likes, our dislikes, and the number one. So like I told you, I listed the pros, I listed it out. The cons of that relationship, I listed it out. The first thing I noticed was that my husband had, so if he makes up his mind that this is what I want to do, to change his mind, it's really going to be difficult. He could be stubborn at times. But I realized that it was a trait that was common amongst a lot of men, and when I looked at it, in his own case, even though he can be stubborn, if you have a conversation with him and he's following your thoughts rationally, he changes his mind when it's something that, when he feels that this is somebody that is being rational in her thoughts. And you know what Yoruba says, what Yoruba people say, that ẹni yìí kò ní ẹni tó máa ń gbọ́ràn sí lẹ́nu. I am very wary of people that they do not listen to anyone. Let me give you an example. When they are upset, they tell you that, when he's upset, he doesn't listen to anyone. Even when his parents are talking to him, he doesn't listen. He doesn't listen to anybody. I'm very wary of people like that. So those were some of the things I listed. And for me, I'm a Muslim. So some of the deal breakers for me, I wanted to be with a Muslim like me because I want to raise my child the same religion. I wanted somebody that, alcohol, smoking, drink. So those were some of my, some of my deal breakers that I did not want. And I balanced them. Did he have 80% or 90% of what I wanted? Did he have any of my absolute deal breakers? And by the time I looked at everything, it seemed to, the what he had was more weighty than, than all the other things that were a bit of, some things that I did not like. And they were things that could be worked on. And this is I'm going to be 10 years in marriage next year. And I know that we are so much better than what we were, as individuals and as partners when we first got married. So the reason why I brought out this talk this afternoon is because I saw a patient recently. When you are a doctor, you're wearing the hat of sometimes a counselor, sometimes you're wearing the hat of a marriage counselor, a career counselor. You're wearing a lot of hats. So this patient came to me, and after treating him, I realized that something else was worrying him. So I spoke to him. I was like, what's the problem? What's the issue? Apparently, he just got married about a few months back, and the relationship had headed for the rocks already. And so when he gave me some of the reasons why the relationship broke down, because I was having a tete-a-tete I was having a heart-to-heart talk with him. And when he gave me some of the reasons why the relationship broke down, I realized that he had committed the first error of thinking that people change because of someone. One thing I need you to note, I'm not a marriage counselor or a relationship counselor. I'm just talking based on bits and bits of experiences that I've learned. People do not change unless they have had an epiphany into their lives, personal ones, into their lives, and they realize that I need to change. So telling yourself that, oh, he's going to change because he loves me. He smokes now, but he's going to stop it because he loves me. Or he drinks alcohol now, he's going to stop because he loves me. Or, oh, he slapped me just once. When we are married, he's going to stop. Or, oh, she insulted my sister. Or she's such a stingy person. Or she's so selfish. She's going to change after we're married. My friend, you are deceiving yourself. Nobody changes except they personally make up their minds that they want to change. So I'm not saying, you remember that saying that you don't teach an old dog new tricks? You can teach an old dog, but you have to put a little bit more effort. And it has to come from within that this dog wants to learn new tricks. If not, no matter what you do, if the person has not gained insight into the condition or to whatever is the problem, they are not going to change. So, are you going into that relationship? Are you going into, and that applies to friendship too. When people say, I'm friends with this person, and I look at them and they are either fighting today, insulting themselves tomorrow, dragging themselves everywhere. And I wonder, do these people actually know the definition of friendship? Friendship is a relationship that is usually mutually beneficial. The problem is that a lot of people think that, oh, you must be giving me money. It must be that you are giving me some material things before we are friends. If you actually have nothing in common, no mutual benefit, then that friendship is not good. It's going to die a natural death, or it's going to be a friendship that will just be based on when you put your foundation on sand, it's going to crumble. So if you have a friend or a partner, the more the mutual benefits that you're getting from each other, the more likely that friendship is going to survive. It's like a form of networking. And so when you look at marriage, really, if you ask me, the top 3 things that makes a marriage work out nice, or a couple have a good relationship, a lot of people will say love first. But for me, I think I would say when friendship, that's the first thing I would say. Effective communication. I'm not going to say just communication. Effective, because a lot of people are just talking above their heads. They're just talking. Effective communication, friendship, and trust. Then finally, you have the icing on the cake, love, wrapping it all around. Okay, so when you are looking for a partner, when you are searching for a life partner or a romantic relationship, list your likes and your dislikes. So for example, if you were looking out for somebody and all you wanted was somebody that was wealthy, or you want someone that has a lot of money, somebody that is tall, dark, and handsome, you're not looking at all the other things, kindness. It's okay. We all have different things that we want in a partner. But please don't come crying when you get everything, all the material things that you want, and they are lacking in all the other things. And you are saying, oh, he was buying things for me. But how was he treating you as a person? But you felt that I just want somebody that is wealthy. But you don't get all the other things that come with the wealth. And you start to complain. And the man or the woman asks you, but we were like this when we were dating. Why are you so all up in my business now? Maybe you want somebody during the relationship, you had someone, your partner was cheating on you, or she was cheating on you. You caught them the first time, they apologized, they got better at it, they got better at hiding their messages, hiding all these things. But you still found out again, even before you got married, you were already hiring private people, private investigators to help you unlock his phone, to help you do this and that, or to help you put tabs on her while you're not going to have peace of mind. So if you marry that kind of person, why then are you complaining after marriage that, oh, he was cheating on me, oh, she slept with my best friend? But she did it before you got married. Why did you think she was going to change after marriage? I'm sorry to burst your bubble. People don't change unless, something makes them change. So all I'm saying today, I'm not saying that I'm the expert on relationships. Lie. I am still winging it myself, and I'm also still trying to get my feet. But I'm saying that make sure that whenever you are going into a romantic relationship, or you are going into a friendship with somebody, or you have a friend, make sure that you have your head screwed on well and you're not thinking with just your heart. Make sure that you know your likes and your dislikes, because a lot of people don't even know themselves. You don't even know what you like. So if you don't know what you like, if you don't know what the things that you want, how then do you expect that the person is going to give you what you want when you don't know what you want? Okay, so enough on relationship talk. We're still going to do, because I know that people like to hear about relation. We will still, boy and girl will say, they broke my heart, she broke my heart, and yet the halls are filled up every Saturdays and the weddings are taking place here and there. So I know that we'll still come back. We'll still have something to say about relationships. But think about it. Are you with your partner for the right reasons? Have you subscribed to my channel? If you have not, what are you waiting for? You are missing out on a lot of great content. Please subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right there. And please like my page. Thank you. Until I come your way next time, Skin and All says, ciao, ciao.